For real going now. Okay, take 999. We're going to do this really for reals. Okay, hi peeps. We're here to share some tricks of the trade. Everybody likes tips and tricks, and so we're wanting to share something with you. In painting, it's always kind of hard to paint all these little pieces. And if you'll notice on the umbrella, there's all these little individual pieces. It looks as though all those are one piece, but they aren't. They are, I used my laser cutter to cut these pieces. I even designed these myself. And they're going to be pieces that are going to be painted individually. And even that is kind of hard if you're using a paintbrush because it gets all over the edges and all over this and that. And so we're going to teach you how to do this without making a mess of your fingers and a mess of everything else. So first of all, we're going to show you kind of what it's like, but she already painted the one.
Oh, whoops.
We already painted that because this is take 999. And so she's just going to take a paintbrush so she can show you exactly kind of how the mess you kind of, and she's trying to do it nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's trying to do it nice. And what happens is now you see she's in a place where she's got her fingers and there's no, how do you do that? You got to switch it around. You're going to get paint all over your fingers and you're going to get along the edges and inside there. And it makes a mess because we have to put a little daisy center in there, and sometimes then it won't fit. And also in between, I want to show you, but oh no, it's a mess. So anyway, that's why we are going to show you the easy way. We have created, but it wasn't my idea. I got it from Chris Howard, watching her. She's from the Sawdust Maker, and she has amazing laser files. You will love her. Hope you'll love me too. But I bought a lot of her files. Anyway, she was painting one day showing, and she was painting on this board. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And so everybody else wanted to know too. And so I call it a paint board. And you just put painter's tape with the sticky side up. And just use a foam core or cardboard from a cardboard box, whatever you want to use. You make a bunch, or I have a whole bunch of them because I do a lot of this. And then you just stick the pieces on there so they stay in place and you don't have to handle them. And a little trick also of the trade is that if you've got bright colors, like on the umbrella you see, there's bright colors. You just want to paint them. I always do the background in white because then the next color that goes on isn't dingy looking. It's bright and soft and pretty. And so I always hand paint everything first, or not hand paint. I'll tell you, put it on the board and do each individual pieces. Okay, so here's the other trick. We have makeup sponges, and they have changed my life. I use those on practically everything I paint. They're kind of self-leveling. They do all kinds of really neat stuff, and they leave your paint looking really nice. So the cool thing about these is, as you can see, these are used ones, and I've used them and used them and used them. And so you can just keep cutting the ends off so you can continue to use them. Shouldn't have to cut that much off, but and I'll link down below, if I can remember, that I got these on Amazon, and they're really nice porous one, or not porous. They're really, I don't know, I can
Non-porous?
non-porous. Anyway, they're good. So, and then you can see, take the ones there that you can cut them in half so they can be long and thin, or if you want to cover bigger areas, I just most of the time I keep them whole because I like it that way. But everybody's different. So she has one ready to paint, and then Keena's going to show you how you just take a little bit of paint, dab it on the plate, a little bit so it isn't a whole ton, and then she's going to go on to the piece and paint it. And then it doesn't get on the edges. She doesn't have to hold on to it. She doesn't have to worry about trying to rearrange it or anything like that. Now we're going to show you. You notice that these have a score mark on them. Can you see that? I hope they can see. I'll try to come in without moving too much. There's score marks on those, and that's where I'm going to put the polka dots, as you'll notice the polka dots on these. And you don't want to fill them in because you do want that little outline because it looks nice that way. She's going to have to put more paint on there. But if you get too much on, there's one you'll probably do with too much on. Okay, there's some with too much on. So everybody's going to do this all the time. You just take one of these little picks you get from the Dollar Tree, and you're going to go inside, and you're just going to take that out. And you want to do that before the paint dries. And it's just slick as a whistle, so don't fret and freak out. It comes out. It's kind of fun, actually. It's like taking that paint out. You don't have to push very hard. You just lightly take it out, and voila. And so that's kind of so we can show you how that works. Just do the umbrella part now. There. See how easy that is to do that trim?
They're such thin pieces.
And it's so hard to paint with a paintbrush. There'd be goop everywhere. And if you push really hard, sometimes it will go over the edges. But that's another trick. We'll trip. That's another tip. We're going to do it another time. So what have we learned today, Kina?
We've learned about makeup sponges, and they're very spongy. And we learned about doing a base of white to help your colors pop. And about our painter sticky board.
And the little pink.
Oh, the little pink thing.
Yeah. So that's pretty fun, you guys. And when it's all done, and then before you put them all in the place, you can shade them and do the little outlines, or you can do those afterwards. But the shading before you put them in, so you don't have to get them on the border. What do you think? I think that's good. Oh, she really did it now. We're in trouble. That is what not to do, guys.
I'm not sure.
So, before it is really bad, we're going to say goodbye for now. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.